What is going on, everybody? Project Rod right here, and it is time for the final stop of the Stadium Series. Just a quick reminder, though, don't forget to check out my Patreon for early access and exclusive content. Link on screen and in the description below. When we left Indy, Mutt Dalmatian and April Summers was in first place with 175 points, although Northern Nightmare just behind her with 164. Bakugan Brian the Dog Webb in third. Gravedigger Maxty and Blue Thunder still hanging on in the top six. And Alien Invasion and El Toro Loco fighting in that 7th and 8th spot. Just a reminder, though, that 7th and 8th place spot are the two trucks that are going to be kicked down to the Arena Series at the end of the season, post-World Finals. So, we're going to have to wait and see what happens and who ends up in those spots. And then, of course, the bottom four get disqualified and are out completely of both series. But let's go ahead and get qualifying started with our first qualifier, that being Avenger Nick Moore. He's already into his first qualifying attempt. Now, Nick Voorhees, unfortunately, right now is in last place. Very unfortunate, not the season he was looking for. However, this may be the last stop, but it's not the last opportunity for points. A 25-3-5 for his first attempt. Not too bad as he rolls on his side, but enough momentum to get him back on all fours. So, looks like nothing's wrong with the truck. He's going to go ahead and get lined up for the second attempt. But, although this is the last stop, just a quick reminder to everybody that the World Finals is still an opportunity to get more points. The season and the winner isn't announced. The season doesn't end and the winner isn't announced until the very end of World Finals, because points in World Finals still count towards the total season's points. That said, with the two trucks that are being added to the roster for World Finals from the Arena Series, that means there's a total of 14 points available for each event in the World Finals. Although Avenger's having some trouble, though, coming off that jump really awkwardly. He's off the track, and he's gonna get back on all fours, but a DNF. He's not gonna get that second time in for qualifying. So, very unfortunate for Avenger and Nick Moore. He's only that first time is gonna count. The 25.35 that he got last time around. Last time in Indy, though, he only qualified the first time and got disqualified the second time. So, and he was 10th, I believe, in qualifying. So, unfortunate, bad luck, still following here in Detroit. By the way, we're in Detroit. Hello. Zombie, though, looks like he's going to get a disqualification, possibly. At least from the naked eye. We're going to have to wait and see what the officials say, but that looked like a disqualification. And they are going to call it 25.94 would have been his time, but a disqualification for not being within the line. So, very unfortunate for Flames Plays. And Zombie hasn't had the best season either, unfortunately. But there's still this stop and World Finals to make up ground. A lot of crucial points. Not to mention, getting a World Finals championship in World Finals will keep you from getting eliminated regardless of where you are in the lineup. So if you're last in points at the end of the season, but you got a racing win, high jump win, freestyle win, skills win, whatever it is, you'll just get thrown into the not bracket, but the at the end of the season, we're going to have 8 trucks, a 1-event, 8-truck event, where the top 4 go to the Stadium Series, the bottom 4 go to the Arena Series. You'll be put into that. So 25.65 for Zombie, so good enough for second place at the moment, as we have Monster Mutt come up now, and Blake Bell. But yeah, so at the end of World Finals, we're going to have to decide who are going to fill in the 4 spots from the Arena Series that are missing and the 4 spots in the Stadium Series that are missing. We're going to have an 8-truck event, and out of those 8 trucks, the top 4 at the end of the event will go to the Stadium Series, and the bottom 4 will go to the Arena Series, and then boom, the Season 3 will begin. So Monster Mutt, though, some trouble just like Zombie, and looks like they'll get a disqualification as well. Of course, we'll wait for the official call, but I believe that's what it's going to be. And trying to stay on track again, but it doesn't matter. 26.82 would have been his time, but a disqualification for his first time, so hopefully the second one can be better. But going back to the roster of World Finals 2, huge congratulations to the two trucks moving on from the Arena Series, that being Crush Station and J-Space Racing in his rookie year. J-Space Racing, in his rookie year wins the Arena Series Season 2. Top of the line, 99 points to end the season. Incredible comeback in the last stop. It's just, it was almost a clean sweep. So huge congratulations to him. And then Ryan Hayward, who, as you know, conveniently enough, he drove this truck, Monster Mutt, last season, 25-4-7 for Blake Bell as he's somersaulting forward. No, he's on his lid. And that's going to be it. Luckily, though, all his attempts are done, so they can focus more on the truck and making sure it's good to go. Good enough for second place now in qualifying as Mohawk Warrior and the Cameron 9785 come out for his first attempt. But Ryan Hayward was the driver of Monster Mutt last season, was in 11th place at the end of the season in terms of points. So he decided to get into the Gas Monkey Garage truck, go to the Arena Series, and ended up being in second place, which gave him the second and final slot, or 14th and final slot in the World Finals 2 event. 26.54 for Mohawk Warrior, so he's going to need a faster time if he wants to get higher in the board. But huge congratulations to both J Space Racing and Ryan Hayward for moving on from the Arena Series and going to World Finals 2 and then Stadium Series Season 3. So definitely some trucks to look out for. Last time we had the Arena Series Season 1 winner make it to the World Finals. They ended up winning the Skills World Finals Championship, and that being Alien Invasion and Cecily 96. So anything could happen. But back to qualifying. I kind of went on a little bit of a tangent there, if that's the right word to use, but just went, totally went to left field there. Cameron 9785 Mohawk Warrior coming up to the last turn of his second qualifying attempt, and here's going to be his time. 25.97, good enough for last at the moment. So first four trucks are up, and that's going to be in the order of Avenger, Monster Mutt, Zombie, and Mohawk Warrior in terms of leaderboards. So Avenger with the top spot at the moment as El Toro Loco and Drift Boy 912 come out now, looking to beat that time. Last time around in Indy, El Toro Loco, that was really close to the line. Last time in Indy, El Toro Loco was 5th in qualifying, just barely missed that bye run into the second round. So hopefully he can turn things around here. Time to beat is a 25.35. So here comes his first attempt. Let's see what it's going to be. 25.89, not going to be enough to take that top spot. So still has some ground to make up. Has one more attempt though. Trying to get there the quickest way possible, it seems like, as he's lining up for his second attempt. But as I mentioned earlier, El Toro Loco and Drift Boy 912 are in a very sensitive spot, if you will. They are currently in 8th place and are in line to get pushed down or bumped down to the Arena Series for Season 2 if they cannot progress higher in the leaderboard. So, or Season 3, excuse me, if they cannot progress higher in the leaderboard. So they're kind of in a, not a bad spot, but bit of a demotion, if you will, and I'm sure they'd hate to see it. 25.32 is El Toro Loco's time, his second time, and just barely enough to beat out Avengers. So we have a new fastest qualifier in Drift Boy 912 and El Toro Loco. So congrats to him as Alien Invasion and Cecily 96 comes out, your reigning World Final Skills champion. I'm sure she'd like to go back-to-back. Hasn't had the best season. She's currently in 7th place. And as I mentioned, she's in that spot the same as El Toro Loco, where she can get demoted down to the Arena Series for Season 3, which she's been there before, so who knows, maybe she can come back and win it again. If she gets demoted, win the series again and come back to the Stadium Series, who knows. We're just gonna have to wait and see, though. Some trouble as she's bicycling and ended up on her side, but just enough momentum off that wall to get her back on all fours. But that first time isn't gonna be a pretty time. 34.20 for her. So surprisingly enough, she was able to finish her first attempt, but it was not a good one. That rollover really hurt her time, and hopefully didn't hurt her truck. She's able to continue, it looks like. She's lining up for the second one without any kind of inspection or anything, so I'm guessing she's feeling pretty confident that everything's good to go. We're just gonna have to wait and see if this second attempt gives her any issues. But here we go. She's starting off that second attempt. Last time in Indy, we were looking at 9th place. 9th place in qualifying. Got its qualification the first time around, so hopefully the second attempt does better. If not, she's probably going to be the slowest one of the night with that 34.20. And a 25.07 for Alien Invasion. That means she is, coming in hot. She is your fastest qualifier of the night, beating out El Toro Loco by a good chunk. So That's the new time to beat, 25:07. Let's see if we can get a sub 25 time tonight. We are about halfway in terms of trucks. Here comes Blue Thunder, already in his attempt. Nitro Studios. Jeez, Nitro Studios behind the wheel of Blue Thunder. Started off really slow. He had a really bad start to the season and then really turned things around and has moved up. Not exactly where he wants to be, I'm sure, but better than where he was. So that's always something good to look at. 25.41 for his first attempt. Not good enough to take the lead. Time to beat again, 25:07. Last time around in Indy, like I said, if I can find it, he was 8th in qualifying. So did not have the best luck in Indy, but can hopefully turn things around here in Detroit. Let's see as he goes for his second attempt. Looks like he's trying to stay close within the line there. Trying to eliminate that overturn, that, going too far out. Didn't quite get it that time, though. Here comes the final turn. Staying as close as he can to that line, coming dangerously close to missing that line. 24.87 is his time, so he is the fastest qualifier of the night so far, and first truck to get a sub 25 score as Max D and Ethan Waters comes out. Your reigning World Finals Freestyle champion, excuse me. I meant to say reigning and I said racing. But let's see if he can beat that time again. 24.87 is the time to beat. And he is looking to redeem himself. Last time he was the fastest qualifier in Indy, unfortunately did not get the racing win. So I'm sure he'd like to redeem himself. He ended up losing it in the semifinal round against Mutt Dalmatian. Huge air, 24.32 for Max D as he rolls over. He's back on all fours, though. He's good to go and continue for his second attempt. But a 24.32 is his first time, so he is now your fastest qualifier. The second sub 24 time we've seen. I doubt we can get sub 24, but who knows? You never know. Max D and Ethan Waters, though, has had a pretty average season. Currently in 5th place. No, 6th place. 5th place, excuse me. Currently in 5th place. But he's slowly creeping up there. He's slowly getting some points, and another fastest qualifier win would really help him out a lot, especially a racing win if he can redeem himself this time around here in Detroit from Indy when he lost it in semifinal round. 25.14 for his second time, so we're going to go with the first one of a 24.32. And again, he is your fastest qualifier so far. Here comes Gravedigger and KJ, your first racing winner of the season back in Toronto. Unfortunately, hasn't had the same magic since. He was second fastest qualifier, though, in Indy, so he was one of the favorites to take the win. And I don't think, let me see, looking back at the records here, he actually lost in the semifinal as well. He lost to Northern Nightmare, who ended up being the winner of racing in Indianapolis. So 24.84, another sub 24 time, although not good enough to get fastest. He is just behind Blue Thunder, currently sitting in 3rd place. Blue Thunder in 2nd, Max D in 1st. Lining up for that second attempt now. Gravedigger and KJ. Currently in 4th place. Has been doing pretty good so far. I mean, it's been a pretty great season for him. A skills win, a racing win. I don't know if he's gotten freestyle yet. Not that I can recall. As he's coming up to his second turn here. But I don't think he's had a freestyle win this season. I don't know. I'd have to look back at the records. But going back to his time, a 25.29, so not good enough to take the lead. He's currently going to sit in 3rd place as Bakugan, Dragonoid, and Brian the Dog Webb come out now, looking to make up some ground here. He's currently in 3rd place, which is not a bad spot. He was in 1st for a while. He was dominating the season, but unfortunately just had some hiccups here and there, had some bad outings, and has put him down some. But he's moving his way back up. He's in 3rd, like I said, not too far off. 24.34 for Bakugan, Dragonoid, and Brian the Dog Webb. Just 2/100ths of a second, or 2/1000ths? 0.02 seconds slower than Max D. So unfortunate, but that puts him as second fastest. Hopefully the second time can be faster to get that top spot. I know those 12 points are going to go a long way for him, especially for being in third place. We're just going to have to wait and see what the outcome is. Brian the Dog Webb, though, in his rookie season, coming back after a brief hiatus, though some trouble after that jump there. He's trying to keep it on all fours, and he is, but that is going to hurt his time. He's still going to finish his run, though. And there it is, 28.57. So we're going to go with the first time of a 24.34, and he is currently your second fastest qualifier of the night. Max D and Ethan Waters still leading the pack with a 24.32 as Northern Nightmare and Alex Stevens 27 comes out. Has had a pretty great season so far, currently in second. He's trying. He hasn't had the same magic he did in season 1, where he just stayed on top from day 1, stayed on top and continued his roll. But I mean, he's getting there. He's making up ground. He's getting hot when it matters, just like Crush Station in the Arena Series. And that's going to be trouble. There it is, 25.95, but would have been a 25.95, but getting that disqualification. Very unfortunate for Alex Stevens, 27, and Northern Nightmare. This is definitely where he needs the points, so he really needs to focus on this second attempt and get a good time to get those points that he's missing, because Mutt Dalmatian and April Summers is about to run away with this whole event, with this whole season, if he cannot get it together. But Alex Stevens, 27, your reigning Season 1 winner and your reigning World Finals racing champion. I mean, this guy can do it. He can race, he can skills, he can freestyle. I mean, this guy's got it all. He just needs to get, continue that hot streak. 24.57 for Northern Nightmares, so good enough for third place. And depending on how the lineup goes, that'll give him, or depending on how Mutt Dalmatian goes, that'll give him 10 crucial points to his lead. But Mutt Dalmatian and April Summers is a very fast driver. Last season, she absolutely killed it, had the best racing record and everything. This year has been a little back and forth. There's been some good talent this year, though. But the numbers give you everything you need to know. She bicycled a little bit there, but was able to control it. But the numbers give you everything you need to know. She's in first place right now, so she wants to keep it there and keep the hot streak going and get her win after being runner-up in Season 1. 25.07 for her first time, matching what Alien Invasion had right now. So she's going to have to pick it up if she wants to do better. Time to beat is a 24.32. And she really does not want to get a lower time and end up lower in the bracket, because that's going to really mess up her points and her lead. But here comes her second attempt. She was the fastest qualifier in World Finals, and as I've mentioned plenty of times, she was my favorite to win the racing championship, but she lost it in the semifinals versus Northern Nightmare. So her being in first right now is giving her a lot of satisfaction, I'm sure. And she comes up to the last turn. This time, this run looks to be better than the first one, but we're going to have to wait and see. 24.97 for her second attempt, so good enough for sixth place. That means Ethan Waters and Max D is your fastest qualifier again. Back-to-back fastest qualifiers. Fastest qualifier. First in Indy, then in Detroit here today. So this is the times for today. As you can see, the top four, Max D, Bakugan, Northern Nightmare, and Blue Thunder, are your top four of the night. That means they will get the bye run into the second round. This is the racing bracket going into racing later on in this event. So this is going to get interesting, and this is the points afterwards. Mutt Dalmatian still holding that top spot with 182 now. Northern Nightmare, though, 8 points away of tying. Bakugan Dragonoid 158, Max D 155, and Gravedigger 153. Blue Thunder 152. To the top six still in the same area, so nothing's really changed in terms of the leaderboard. Just a quick reminder, though, use code Project Rod to get 10% off of your W Energy order. Be better with W Energy, you guys. Beach and Peach, the best flavor, I promise you. Beachin', Peachin', or something like that. It's delicious. But moving on to high jump, Avengers, the first one out. Nice attempt at 39.7 feet. Let's see how long that holds with the 11 remaining trucks. Here comes Zombie in Flames Plays. Some more big air by him. 36.1, so not enough. Avengers holding that top spot right now. Here comes Monster Mutt and Blake Bell. And a 38.5, so good enough for second place at the moment, as Mohawk Warrior and the Camera 9785 come out. Nice sky wheelie, that was beautifully done. 35.6, unfortunately for Mohawk, good enough for last. Here comes El Toro Loco and Driftboy 912. Nice, blowing the smoke at the peak of the jump. 34.5 though, however, the lowest we've seen so far. Alien Invasion, Sicily 96. Huge air, hard landing on the rear end. 38.1 for Alien Invasion. Here comes Blue Thunder and Nitro Studios. 37.2 feet for Blue Thunder, not going to be enough. Here comes Max D, your fastest qualifier of the night. Hard landing, 39.6, so just 0.1 feet shy of tying Avenger. Here comes KJ and Gravedigger. Max D almost getting it, that was so close. 37.3 for Gravedigger as he rolls over there. Luckily, I'm back on all fours. Brian the Dog Webb, Bakugan Dragonoid. And 39.5, so almost just right under Max D, so good enough for third at the moment. Here comes Northern Nightmare. Didn't look like it was a good hit off the bat. 37.4 for Northern Nightmare, not going to be enough. Good enough for sixth. And Monster Mutt Dalmatian, the last one out. Let's see what she can do. Some nice big air by April Summers. And 40.3 by April Summers, meaning she is your high jump winner, and those 12 crucial points are going to go a long way for her in the leaderboards. This is what the points look like after high jump. Look at Northern Nightmare. He is in 7th place, only getting 6 points, so that's going to hurt him a lot in the leaderboards. Let's take a look at him. And a 14-point gap between Dalmatian and Northern Nightmare now. That is very interesting. That is crazy, though. Nothing else in the bracket has changed. We have racing and skills up next, so anything can change. Just a quick reminder, though, before I let y'all go, don't forget to check out my Patreon for early access and exclusive content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in racing and skills.